Show me.
I'm the Martial Arts Film Freak, and I watched the 8 Diagram Pole Fighter. The 8 Diagram Pole Fighter is a 1984 Shaw Brothers film directed by Lau Kar-leung, starring some huge names. Starring, was it Gordon Liu, Alexander Fu Sheng, Lily Lee, Kara Hui, some huge names, Ching Ching Young, Lung Wei Wang. Hop over to one character who was one of my favorite characters, and I feel like he needs a good mention. He is Philip Ko. Great. Philip Ko is so good in this movie. So the 8 Diagram Pole Fighter is about it's about two characters, but it opens on like 7 brothers, 7 spear-wielding brothers going into battle, and they're ambushed. 5 of them are killed, 2 of them survive. One returns home, and the other seeks sanctuary in a temple where he decides to be a monk. The family, the brothers, must all figure out who is behind it, which they pretty much already know who's behind it, and get revenge, because kung fu, revenge, yeah, the two go together every single time. One unfortunate circumstance that surrounds this movie is before they could finish it, Alexander Fu Sheng passed away from a tragic car accident, so he never got to finish his part, which is fairly evident in the final act when he just, it's hard to say he disappears. I may have missed if they wrote him off somehow. I don't think they did. But in the final battle, where you would usually get, these 2 brothers coming back together for this huge epic clash. Instead, you get one of the sisters and Gordon Liu in Kara Hui, which I love saying Kara Hui, but unfortunately, with the tragic passing of Alexander Fu Sheng, we don't get this huge, awesome moment with him and Gordon Liu. And his life is, of course, much more important than the movie, but the movie suffers a bit for that. There really isn't much going on with the story. I think the 2 interesting things going on with both halves, the temple and home, is while the family, the sisters and the mother, are taking care of Alexander Fu Sheng, the enemy family, the enemy warriors and everything, they keep saying Mongols. I'm not sure if it was Mongols, if that was just the translation and the dub that I watched. But they pretty much have the home like surrounded all the time by spies, and so like anything going in and out of this house is constantly reported on. The other thing going on with Gordon Liu's character in the temple is, and I actually like this a lot, normally in a lot of these movies, they go from knowing no kung fu, no fighting ability whatsoever, to learning something. In this one, he is trained to be a killer, him and his brothers, and the monks sort of have to take that out of him and say, stop the killing. You are now going to be trained how to defend and how to take down your opponent without killing them. This is shown through an exercise where they've like built this wooden dummy wolf, except it has like metal teeth, and they are trained in ways to like take out the wolf's legs or its teeth to make it to where it can't come at them, and it'll run off. And he just destroys this wooden dummy, and they have to be like, no, stop, do it this way. And this actually comes around to one of my favorite moments at the end. Spoiler a bit for a movie that came out in 1984. In the end, the monks come and help Gordon Liu, and they're like being pretty vicious about how they're attacking, but they're definitely not killing anybody. And Gordon Liu says to the abbot, he says, Abbot, you're breaking the rules. And the abbot says, no, we're running off a pack of wolves.
Thank you, Master.
Abbot, you've broken the rules.
No, we're driving away wolves.
And I don't know why, that moment, that was just awesome to me. But how is that action? How is that kung fu in the 8 Diagram Pole Fighter? Well, yeah, it's pretty damn good. There's no reason to kill time and be all suspenseful. No, it's the 8 Diagram Pole Fighter. It's great. The movie just opens on huge action and quite a bit of gore, as the seven brothers run into battle, and the battle is really cool. It's really awesome. Of course, like the enemies have this like special weapon. It really reminded me of what the crap was it called that I reviewed earlier this year that I did not like at all? The One-Armed Swordsman. Yes, the One-Armed Swordsman. They like the enemies have this special weapon, and so do the enemies in this. They have like these staffs, these poles where like the end of it like loosens and just like wraps around their spears. And it was stupid looking, but it worked, I guess. But this huge epic battle at the beginning was really cool, and it's just you're slowly seeing 5 of the brothers being picked off in pretty gory ways. Even Lau Kar Lung has a character who gets a really cool fight scene. Gordon Liu sort of just comes across, well, before he gets to the temple, he comes across this hut, and he's like eating the food, and you know he's found somewhere that's warm and has food, and you know eventually that person comes home, and it's Lau Kar Lung. And once Gordon Liu like explains himself, and then the enemy comes, and then Lau Kar Lung gets a really nice fight with all these enemies, and it's fun to see Lau Kar Lung get a good battle. I do know that a lot of people gush over the final fight with all the coffins and everything, and the monks like yanking out people's teeth with their spears. People gush over that fight scene. It's really good. It's fantastic. I seriously recommend watching this movie, even if you just watch that one fight scene. This whole movie is really good. But there is a fight, almost more of like a exhibition between Gordon Liu and the Abbot. That is stunning. It's so good. I can't describe how good it is. Like, but it's both Gordon Liu and the Abbot both have a pole, sort of a staff, and the choreography is fantastic. Both of them are just showing off how freaking good they are. That fight scene is incredible. I love that Gordon Liu's weapon the entire movie is like his family's spear, but with the spear end, the blade, broken off. It's great for the character, and it just looks really cool. You know, all the monks come in with their weapons that are stylized for them, and then Gordon Liu's just still walking around with like the pole that still has his family name on it. That's a really nice touch. In the end, I think I'm going to give the 8 diagram pole fighter, let's go with 4 wooden wolf dummies out of 5. This is a great movie, a fantastic movie. There are some shortcomings. Most of the shortcomings are probably ones that the movie just couldn't account for. You know, I'm sure they were not planning on Alexander Fu Shang passing away before the movie could end, but in that you don't get a good Fu Shang moment. You don't get a big Fu Shang fight scene. And you know, there's definitely other movies you can go to for that. I think he's in a movie called Heroes 2 that I don't think I reviewed this year, but I watched Heroes 2 earlier this year, and oh my god, Heroes 2 it's incredible. Like I probably should have reviewed it when I watched it, but if you haven't seen Heroes 2, god dang it, go watch Heroes 2. But also watch the 8 diagram pole fighter. It's fantastic. I really liked it. Oh god, that fight scene between the Abbot and Gordon Liu it's my favorite moment in the whole movie. I loved it so much. Next to that line where he says, "Master, you've broken the rules," and then he says, "No, we're running off a pack of wolves." That's just brilliant. I loved it so much. It was really freaking good. Tell me what you thought of the film in the comment section down below. Have you seen it? Have you seen the 8 diagram pole fighter? If you're a kung fu nerd, you probably have. This is one of those movies that, like, you know, you've seen like multiple different parts of it and you've just never watched it all the way through. I finally watched it all the way through, and I liked it quite a bit. But tell me what you thought of the movie in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Head over to Facebook, where there is a Martial Arts Film Freak Facebook page. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good day.